Hey guys, I'm feeling really depressed. Ever since the election, I can't believe they voted for Trump. We're getting 4 more years of Trump, and I feel like I can't go on anymore. I don't understand how they could do that. And I've been feeling really depressed. And so I went on Reddit and I wanted to read about people who feel the same way as I do. So this person says, if Trump wins, I don't think I can take it. I agree. I feel the same way. I don't really see the point because my whole family but my older sister is Republican. Me too. Literally, even my 10-year-old sister says Kamala is trash and she hopes Trump wins. Based. I'm LGBTQ and non-binary. So am I. Him winning would just mean taking away all my rights, especially since I'm a minor. So my meds would be a good idea. It feels good to say it here, since they would call me a snowflake over this and crazy. They already call me crazy and psychotic when I said I didn't like Trump. They called me that too. And they called me snowflake and crazy. I was just put on a different med the other day because my OG one wasn't working out that well. All the new one is doing is making me feel empty and out of it. But I haven't been taking it that long, so who knows. It says if I overdose on it, then I'll probably have a seizure, which would make me unconscious, and then I can go out nice that way, so it's better than my other options. First plan was cutting, and second was overdose on the OG med, which, ugh, I wish it wouldn't be painful. I feel kind of bad, but same time, I don't know my parents want this. They know something's wrong and keep asking, but they're going to be so happy if he wins, so I'm sure they'll be happy with me gone too. I feel the same way. Yeah, both my parents voted for Trump too. Let's go to the next one. This person says, another election-related post, the straw that broke the camel's back? I know there are probably going to be a million of these threads, but I just feel so lost right now. All I have is my dogs. Me too. I have dogs too. I love my parents, but resent them for brining me into this world. Yeah, that's what people do. They started doing that recently. They started brining fetuses, like you do with a ham. No, I'm thinking of a glaze. What do they do with brining? I don't know. That joke didn't land. I've got bipolar disorder. So do I. I haven't been on a date in over a year. Me too. It's been like over 20. I'm constantly stressed from work, and I'm just plain unhappy. Now this happens. This is the straw that broke my camel's back. I have a pet camel. There's a song I love called Sweet Old World, which laments the loss of someone to suicide and lists all of the things in life worth living for. The song title Sweet Old World sounds problematic because it's glorifying stuff that's old, but everything old is racist. I resent my parents for bringing me into this world and cursing me with this miserable life. I feel the same way. If I didn't have my dogs, I don't know that I'd be here today. Yeah, my dogs take care of me. They cook my meals for me. I just don't see the point. I'm going to visit them for Christmas, and much as I would hate to ruin the holiday season for them, it's the soonest I can get to them so they can care for my dogs if I decide to end it. My life fell apart several years ago, and I worked so hard and suffered so much to get back on track. I was still unhappy, but it seemed like there might be some hope. Now I don't feel like I have any at all. I don't really know what the point of this post is. I just wish it was over. So do I. I wish I was dead. Sorry if I didn't respond to most of the comments here. For some reason, I'm only able to see one. I'm feeling much better, though. I'm not. I'm feeling better, too, actually. Yeah, I'm feeling better, too. If he wins, I've already got one foot out the door. A lot of cold air is coming in. I should probably close the door. But if he wins, there simply won't be a point anymore. I agree. There's no point to living anymore if Trump wins. I have a plan and the means to implement it. I'm tired of struggling. I'm tired of being a political pawn. I'm tired of being miserable in a world that hates me. Everyone hates me too, and I'm tired of it. This election is making me terrified for my friend. I don't know what to do. My friend is transgender. So is my friend. And he is absolutely, was he born male or was he born female? I don't know. Okay, and he is absolutely convinced that if the election goes badly, that he will die. If Trump wins, all transgender people will die. That is in the wording of Project 2025. He can't see himself surviving, and he can't promise to at least make an effort to keep trying. There's still a chance that things could turn out okay in the end, but if things don't, I'm terrified to think I'll lose one of my best friends. I've lost all of my best friends in my entire life. It feels life or death, and I hate it. I don't know what else to say to him. I feel like I'm slowly ticking off my last days I'm ever going to spend talking to him. I live in Colorado. He lives in Texas. He can't afford therapy or anything like that, not even proper housing at the moment. He lives in a trailer with his conspiracy theorist mother, who's been instilling nonstop fear-mongering and religious panic into him. He's made an attempt on his own life before, around this time last year, that when I tried to get help, then he begged me to not call the police or anything because he can't afford that kind of help. And also he's black and wouldn't feel safe. Black people are, you should never try to help black people. I feel so helpless. That was a joke. I hate fearing for my friend's life on top of everything else. If he wins, I have to just sit here and watch my friend give up on everything. If I get too panicked about it in front of him, he will just think I'm attacking him. I hate this. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know either. I have a black friend who I don't help either. I'm so scared. I told my friend on FaceTime earlier, if he wins, I might just end it. But I've actually been contemplating it. It's all Trump's fault. It's Trump's fault that everyone's killing themselves. He will take all our rights away and eventually lead us to destruction. It's exactly what he did when he was president for 4 years in 2016 to 2020. I don't think this is fair and right that this man gets to have our lives in his hands. Life as we know it is over with. I wanted to have kids and live a long and fruitful life. I wanted to graduate college in less than 6 months. How is that even possible? I wanted to be the person I always dreamed of as a kid. I always dreamed of myself as an adult as well when I was a kid. I'd never thought I'd feel this way. I know God is real, but I just wish he would intervene in some way and save us from whatever we may face. It's going to become a dictatorship. It's going to become horrible, and I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. I don't know what to do. I don't want the weight of what might happen, plus this election, to weigh on my family, but I don't want to live anymore. Neither do I. Not with him as president. Definitely not with him as president. As soon as I'm ready, I'm going to run into traffic, but first I have to finish my letters and read the Bible for some clarity after reading the results. You should never play in traffic. It's very dangerous. Everything feels pointless. Trump basically won. Everything feels pointless. My family voted against my rights. That's what they said on the voter registration thing. They said, I am voting against my person and my family's rights. My state voted against my rights. My country voted against my rights. Everyone voted against my rights as well. I don't think there is any way Harris can win at this point in time, and I can't help but feel empty. It's probably because you had an abortion. I'm 19. I feel like I've been through so much hell already. I don't want this. I voted blue. I tried. I did what I could, and it didn't even matter. I'm just starting to discover my gender identity after years of questioning. Well, yeah, so have I. I was born a certain way, but then I've thought, maybe I'm something else. I've been finally trying to get my GED so I can go to college, my GED. I've been attempting to lose weight and fix my life. It all feels gone now. That spark of life, it's gone. I want to die. So do I. It's all Trump's fault. I really hope Opera doesn't crash. I have a lot of tabs open. I have nothing to lose. Trump won. It's over for me as a trans person. Me too. I was already having issues in my life before this, and I'm just tired. I lost my best friend. She cut me off. In fact, I lost almost my whole friend group, and it's all my fault. I've had enough. It's my fault as well that you lost your whole friend group. I'm sorry for that. I've had enough. First time posting on Reddit. This election has pushed every last fear I had left in me. I recognize reading all the similar posts really helps point out how unimportant I am in the grand scheme of things. I feel the same way. I'm very unimportant. I'm about to watch important people in my life be attacked and have their rights taken away. Me too. Everyone I know is trans or a woman. A large portion of them, women and LGBT. Also, everyone I know is a minority and LGBTQ+. One of my best friends is a trans woman, and I can't barely to think about what's going to happen. It's a good thing she's not autistic. Even in my own selfish little world, I'm probably going to lose my health insurance, which I desperately need because of the depression, anxiety, and OCD I suffer from, couples with the high blood pressure it's led to. Every life plan I have is probably null and void based on the economic and religious plans of conservatives. It's all the conservatives' fault. Them and Trump. I can't even think of focusing on a family because I don't want to be in this world. I could subject a child to this heel and a planet that's dying. I don't know what they're saying. I know this is long-winded, and honestly, I don't know what I'm looking for because I honestly can't take this planet and universe any longer. The only that's kept me from doing it before now is guilt. First people around me, that's only made me more miserable and fear of nothing when I die. But I can't. I can't either. Everything's probably about to get worse. Do we want to be here for it? Made a throwaway brand new account specifically for this, so don't know if it will be shot down by Automod, but it's worth a shot. Least to say, I'm incredibly disappointed in people over the 2024 election thus far. So am I. I'm really ashamed and disappointed by over half of the country of the USA. A loss for them, Republicans, maybe would be a minor inconvenience at most for the majority of people. They'd have progressive policies shoved down their throats or whatever, but ultimately come away unscathed. All these minorities Trump has voiced his disdain for, however. So far, I'm seeing a lot of people talk about suicide specifically because of it, and I'm in the same boat. Everyone I know is a minority, and they want to kill themselves because Trump hates minorities. I've been feeling the possibility of a Trump presidency for months now, in the way of stress-induced physical pain. It's gotten way worse tonight. Me too. My hand hurts. The reason my wrists hurt is because I've been stressed out that Trump is going to become president. And so I have to deal with this for another 4 years. There's been some crying or whatever. I've definitely cried. I've been crying nonstop. I have to drink so much water because I cry so much. I've been having visions of how I would harm myself, and I've been clean for well over a year. I've had to get myself not to involuntarily bite or scratch my arms. Me too. My arms taste really good. For reference, I'm neurodivergent, so partially related. I'm also queer. You can probably infer why I am incredibly distressed. I'm also queer. I'm quite strange. I'm also disabled, can't work, never been able to work. Government won't even pay me to live because my disabilities aren't visible enough. Surely Trump wouldn't give me undeserved handouts. I'm going to wait a few days with the shred of optimism, maybe delusion. I have that maybe something else will happen. I don't see what else, I don't see what I could do to get out of this situation than cease to exist. The USA is obviously going to impact the rest of the world. If this is forced onto us, I may go for it. Now that Trump was president, the whole world is going to explode. I might do it tonight. I'm 18. I live in Mississippi, and this was my last straw. My first election may be my last, and on top of that, I'm not fishnet. I'm not fishnet net, and I'm on the spectrum. What spectrum? The spectrum analyzer. I have attempted 3 times in the past 2 years, but I stopped myself because I had hope in life. I recently have dropped out of college due to stress, and Trump gaining the presidency gives me no hope to continue. I feel bad for my girlfriend. She said she doesn't know how she'd ever move on after the last time I attempted, but I don't know if that even matters anymore. I feel like I have nothing to live for. This guy is getting way more pussy than I am. I thought this might be it for me. I thought maybe the election would turn out okay. I thought wrong. This year has been a complete shit show, and I think this is my sign to dip out. My own family voted against my rights, and so did millions of other people. Mine too. I'm a woman and I'm queer. I can't help but completely hate them now. I can't trust them. I hate everyone who voted for Trump. I turn to God or the universe or whatever and continue asking, why? Haven't I been through enough? Why me? Why this lifetime? What lesson is this supposed to teach me? I think this is it. I can't do 4 years of incoherent sentences from someone who hates me. I can't do 4 more years of my family cheering for a government who thinks I'm a predator. I can't. I won't. I'm trans, therefore I'm a predator. I'm assuming that's what they're saying. I hope my friends and family are stronger than me if I actually decide to go through with it. I hope they forgive me. I hope the universe has mercy on my soul and doesn't send me to hell or another equivalent of that. Maybe this is hell. Who knows? I agree. I also agree. Maybe this is hell. Maybe Trump being president of the United States is literally hell. It's a dictatorship. It's fascism. It's racism, and it's hell. My dreams are not anymore. I'll never get a house. You might now that Trump's president, actually. If you look at how much a house cost when Trump was president before, it's way less than what it is now with Biden or Kamala. I'll never get a wife. I don't have a wife either. If I get raped, I can't get an abortion. I don't get it. What about the morning after pill? I don't know what's going to happen with my autism. I truly don't want to find out. There are so many autistic people. My dreams are smushed. I'm an autistic woman who can't get an abortion if I get raped. It's like I traveled all this way to be punched in the fucking stomach. I was having such a great year too. I was almost 2 years clean. Me too. I was also almost 2 years clean. I've actually been like 50 years clean now. I'm done. My entire life is affected by this election. My mother is an immigrant. My partner is an immigrant. I volunteer with low-income students with disabilities. Everyone I know is an immigrant, and I volunteer with students with disabilities. I have disabilities related to pregnancy that can make carrying a child fatal without the proper care. I've already almost died twice due to pregnancy. My life is over. I can't do it. It's done for me. Sometimes I just get spontaneously pregnant, and I almost die because of it as well. And there's nothing I can do about it. It just happens. I seriously don't know if I can keep going. The only thing keeping me from trying is that one of my best friends told me to keep going. I would miss my friends so much, but I can't live in this house after the election. They always talk about how good Trump is and how Kamala sucks, and it's going to be so much worse than now that he's won. Yeah, definitely. It will be bad for you. I don't want to be around them tomorrow. I don't want to hear them rant about how much they hate immigrants and the LGBT community all day. I think they're missing a bunch of letters on that. I hate this house so much, and I wanted to wait it out and move out and get a restraining order, but I really don't know if I can hold out much longer. I have my suicide note written down in a notebook on my desk right now. I don't know what to do. I've been writing a suicide note for like 25 years now. It's really long. I think I'm going to publish it one day. It's decided I will be killing myself before I'm 20, and this fascist country will be the cause of it. It's definitely Trump's fault. I fear for my future, not only as a queer person, I'm queer too, who already has to keep my identity in the closet, but as an autistic neurodivergent individual as well. I don't even know what that means, but I'm also autistic and neurodivergent. And I have to keep my furry identity in the closet, or else I'll get made fun of. They will stigmatize people like us even more. If I cannot legally be defined as human under this Trump dictatorship, then I choose not to live at all. Yeah, definitely a queer person, queer people, autistic queer people who are neurodivergent, now that Trump is president, they're not going to be considered human. They're going to be considered like a form of catnip. I have been suicidal for so long, and really the one thing that I was hopeful for this year was people taking a stand against this deranged fascist. Now it's too late. I voted, I tried. The people who let this happen are the single most repulsive group of people I've ever seen, and I would rather die than watch them make the decisions for the next 4 years. If we even have elections at that point. Yeah, Trump, now that Trump is president, he's going to remove the electoral process completely, and he's just going to remain in power for the end of time. They've been keeping a form of immortality secret, and they're going to enact it now that Trump is president, and he's going to be president until the world explodes. This is the precursor to when I finally say goodbye. I'm sorry. Trump won. It's over. Title explains it. I've been struggling with bad suicidal thoughts these past few months due to depression, intrusive thoughts, PTSD, and just my life falling apart in general. And during the election season, I was really hoping Kamala was going to win, but she didn't. I feel so defeated, disappointed, scared, just so many feelings at once. I felt the same way when my favorite hockey team didn't win the Stanley Cup. I tried killing myself, but it didn't work. I'm only 16 years old. I'm a 16-year-old lesbian girl, and I don't think my rights are safe anymore. I don't want to live in this shitty country anymore, and honestly don't want to live at all. I can't take 4 years of suffering because of an evil, rich white man. The white men are the worst. There's nothing worse than a white man. They're all evil. I'm so done with life. This feels like the ending of a book. Except the ending isn't a happy one. If I end up doing it, I'm sorry to all my loved ones. This world is hell. I'm done. I'm not living through this. This world isn't worth living. I had some amount of hope people would make the only rational choice for this election, and they didn't. So many people will die, so many people will suffer, all because people have voted for a fucking fascist. I don't want to live in a fascist country. I'm not fucking doing it. I'm not watching the people I love die. I'm not watching innocent people suffer at the hands of these fucking monsters. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. I'm killing myself. There is no reason to live anymore. I have no hope for a better future. Things will only get worse. It is impossible for anything to ever improve. All life is just watching shit get worse and worse and worse, never improving. Fuck this existence, fuck the people who voted for Trump, and fuck the fascist party. Fuck the people who decided to force me into this god-awful existence I didn't ask for. I know they fucking voted for this shit. This world isn't worth living in, and it never will be. I'm done. I won't be alive to see the end of the day, unless I'm lucky and fuck it up. I feel the same way. Done with this awful world. What was the point of transitioning if they're just going to kill me and my community while half the country cheers them on and the other half stands by doing fucking nothing? Yeah, that's definitely one of the reasons Trump was elected president, was because all trans people are going to be murdered. They're going to be destroyed. Almost everyone I'm close with is also suicidal right now. Literally everyone I have ever known has killed themselves. The only reason I haven't already killed myself is because I don't want my death to hurt my loved ones. But if they're also on board with killing themselves, then that takes care of that roadblock. Please don't bring anyone into this horrible existence if you can avoid it. Yeah, don't, and no one should have kids now that Trump is president. That'll show them. I don't want to be alive for The Handmaid's Tale. I haven't seen that movie yet. I've already had suicidal ideation due to my mother's death last December. Add that to the thought of the incoming dictatorship, and I genuinely don't want to live anymore. I'm nearly everything this incoming theocracy hates, and I'm not sure I'll survive the coming years anyway, but I don't have it in me to try. I'm exhausted and defeated, and I want it to end. Slept through the election because of my depression. The guilt is killing me. I live in Pennsylvania, important, and intended to vote yesterday, but because of depression and some alcoholism issues, I fell asleep around 5:30 a.m. It didn't wake up until after polls closed. When did polls close, by the way? Yeah, I sleep all day too, and I'm an alcoholic. So I was up all night basically watching the world crumble and knowing I could have helped stop it. I feel so guilty. You would have definitely made a change. You would have made a difference if you would have voted. You should definitely feel guilty about that. It's all this guy's fault. I have thrown up 3 separate times already. The alcohol isn't helping. I imagine not. My girlfriend is trans and isn't answering her phone. I'm so scared for her and myself, to be honest. Yeah, so this guy basically killed his girlfriend because he didn't vote. This shouldn't have ever happened. I had a plan and everything to vote. I had a mail-in ballot, but didn't deliver it in time. I hate myself, and she has a bottle of sleeping pills, and I'm seriously considering downing the whole thing. I already had a few because I can't sleep without feeling sick. The worst part isn't even that he won, but knowing I could have stopped it, but didn't because I can't get my shit together enough for even one day. I did the same thing. I slept in and I forgot to vote for Kamala. Actually, I voted for Trump, but I meant to vote for Kamala, and so it's my fault too. It's my fault and it's his fault. We're the reason that Trump is president, and we're very sorry. I can't live in a world where Trump is president again. I know we still have recounts and other things like that, but if it's genuinely true that he won and will he president again, despite being a convicted felon, if felons can't vote, then they shouldn't be fucking president. And he's somehow finding a loophole so he can vote in Florida. Like, I genuinely can't fucking do it. No good will come from this, and thousands of people are going to kill themselves. I'm definitely going to kill myself, like, maybe even more than 1,000 times. Yeah, he definitely shouldn't be allowed to be president for being a convicted felon. They should have made George Floyd the president. And I think it's pretty racist that he wasn't even on the ballot. I don't get that. It should be George Floyd who's president, not Donald Trump. I can't do this anymore. I'm not going to say a whole lot. I thought my entire life for something that I didn't believe would ever happen. Getting something good or having a life where I'm actually happy. It's already clear that's going to be taken away, and I never believed it would happen in the first place. There's literally no point in fighting for it anymore, especially with the election results. Yeah, it's definitely the election's fault. Election blues, I'm over all this shit. If things get really bad, I'm offing myself. I already have what I need because I have been suicidal this entire year and most of life. I already have struggled throughout life with depression and anxiety and the horrible ways other humans have traumatized me, and now this election. I can't say I expected Harris to win. This result is exactly what I expected, but I am still so disappointed. I feel like really terrible things are on the horizon, and if things go really south, or more so when they go south, I am fucking out of here. Between bullying all my life, jealousy from others, misogyny, patriarchy, shitty economy where it's hard to find a job, graduating during a pandemic, and have so much of my 20s stolen, and having to move back in with parents because of finances or workplace bullying, abuse from my dad, I just don't see any reason for me to continue. I have no interest in living out of spite or to fight and convince people to have human decency. This country, this world is a fucking shithole. Even religions exist that force women to hide essentially because men don't see women as people. This shit is ridiculous. I am so glad I don't have children because I would feel so guilty bringing anyone, especially girls, into this hell. I can't believe how sick and twisted human society is. I'm over all this shit. Because I live in the US as well, and I wouldn't want to bring girls into the US because that's how they treat women. They're not considered people. They're also a form of catnip. I want to die even more because of the election. Yay. I knew it was going to happen. I've been prepping for months because I knew that the worst always happens. I'm always right. By the way, what are the lottery numbers? I fucking called it, and now that there is no fucking hope, I want to kill myself so much more now. I'm just not doing it because of spite for that bastard. Yeah, that's what I'm doing too. I'm not going to kill myself even though I want to, but I hate Trump so much that I'm not going to. So it's decided. I will be killing myself. I refuse to live in a dictatorship where my body is controlled by anyone who has a dick rather than me, the owner of said body. Yeah, everyone who has a dick controls your body. That's what I hate about life. I refuse to live where I cannot get HRT. Yeah, me too. I feel the exact same way. I can't get HRT either. I hate myself enough already, and it's getting worse every day. I'm reminded of what I'm supposed to be. I feel the same way. You know, I was born a certain way, and I don't like looking at it anymore. I'm supposed to be something different, but I refuse to be forced to give birth to a child I don't want. Yeah, I feel the same way. Every time I get pregnant, you know, I just want to have an abortion. I don't want to actually give birth to it. I refuse to live where police can kill automatically and get away with it. Yeah, police shouldn't be able to kill anyone, especially criminals. If someone's breaking the law, police shouldn't go after them. If you're going to come into the comments as a MAGA 2024 Trump supporter, just keep scrolling. You won. Good job. Go have your little party over the corpses of anguished people who only ever wanted a chance to be who they really were. I plan on mixing my depression medication, at least 5 to 6 Prozac pills, with my anxiety medication, at least 5 of those. A bunch of Tylenol and ibuprofen, maybe some alcohol or caffeine for good measure, and to top it off, some Xanax. I'll do it at school. I want to be held by my boyfriend when I die. He always holds me just the way I need it. Fourth period sounds good, but I don't know if I should do it before or after lunch. That's also been a fantasy of mine, to kill myself while my boyfriend holds me. An empty stomach should make it easier for the pills to kill me. I already have my suicide note written out. It's good to be prepared. I have a suicide note as well. I've actually made a whole bunch of different versions of my suicide note. I've got many different versions, many different drafts, and I put them all over my wall, and then I can, look back on the ones that I've written when I was younger, and I sort of laugh at how cringy they are. But my latest suicide note is really good, and I'm going to publish it. I plan on sending it out via Snapchat because that's where all my friends are. I'll probably write a few special ones for really important people in my life. Everyone gets a dedicated suicide note. I just need to decide a date. Sorry, I just remembered a knock-knock joke. And I have everything covered. I'm going to start planning out my outfit and arrangements for who gets what when I die. Okay, we only have 3 left. I can't fucking take it anymore. I hate this country. I thought we United States were different. I had some hope for us as a nation. I thought Harris would be election, and we would continue pushing forward, leaving everyone who wishes I was dead just for existing in the dust. I think this person was misunderstood the election process. Harris wasn't the election. She was someone who you could vote for in the election. She wasn't the actual election. It feels like there are so many people everywhere who feel the same, who I interact with frequently every day, way more than I thought, who couldn't care less if I lived or died. And they felt so strongly about it that they voted for him. I fucking hate this world. I hate that things were starting to get better, both in general and my personal life, only for everything to go to shit. I hate that I woke up to this today. I hate that I woke up at all. Everything's fucked. Nothing matters. I'm definitely not having children now. I might get a hysterectomy in the coming days before that choice gets taken from me too. Yeah, Trump is going to stop people from doing that. I don't know what a hysterectomy is, but they're going to stop people from doing that as well. Even though I really wanted kids as well. But now that Trump's president, I'm not going to have kids anymore. Because then I wouldn't be able to abort them. Because I can't bear the thought of bringing a child into this world. Yeah, when I feel that way, I could just get an abortion if Harris was president. I could just have a kid, and then I couldn't bear the thought of bringing a child into the world, so I could just abort it. I don't want to take my meds. I want to be dead. Fuck everything. My country is fucked. I literally have nowhere to go and no one to talk to. I am seconds from snapping and taking all the Xanax and Adderall in my medicine cabinet. I hate that I can't just be a girl without people complaining. Yeah, me too. I bought a bunch of girl clothes and I wear them. But people don't say that I'm a girl. They look at me and they think I'm a guy. I don't understand. And they complain to me. I hate that the only things that allow me to even kind of resemble a woman are being stripped away from me. I hate that I can't be me. I'm scared for my life. I'm scared for my future. I'm scared too, because now that Trump is president, he's going to kill all the trans people. It's part of Project 2025. I may actually do it. Repost due to being removed on self-harm. I'm either going to die by my hands or by the US government's, and oh gods, I'd rather die by my own. Die by the sword. I would rather die by the sword, just like the Slayer song. So who gives a fuck that I still have so much life ahead of me? I'd rather be 6 feet under than live in this hell. God, all of those 11 months of not cutting is down the drain for the next 4 years. I used to cut myself too. I cut the initials of a girl I like into my arm, and she eventually became my girlfriend. It was really cool. I still have a scar. I did it with a screw, with the sharp edge of a screw. It's very faint. The scar is very faint. Guess I'm going back to being cis, or I'm turning into a corpse. Yeah, those are the only options. Now that Trump is going to kill all the trans people, you have to be cis. You have to be what you were born, which will just make people way too depressed and want to kill themselves. And then, so you either kill yourself for being cis, or you get killed via firing squad, via giant foot in the sky for being trans. That, or I'll be in hell for the next 4 years and try so many times. All these people said exactly what I'm thinking. And I'm feeling so depressed. But so, okay. So this was a dumb video, but if anyone's still watching this, obviously there's no reason to kill yourself because Trump is president. Some people complained about the economy and that sort of stuff, but it's going to get better. It's going to get better. So yeah, don't kill yourself over Trump being president because that's dumb. Until next time.